is hot. It is very, very hot here in the UK today, and I'm not going to complain because otherwise it will rain. That rhymed. Hi everyone, today I am going to be doing a Q&A. I love doing Q&As because I'm a rambler, and so when you give me a question to answer, I really run with it. So I apologise now if this video is like super long, but I kind of just want it to be really casual. Sometimes I put this huge amount of pressure on myself because this is my main channel video, and there are a lot more of you here than on my second channel where I feel like I can relax a bit more and be a lot more chatty. So I'm going to try and forget that this is a bit more of a setup video and relax into it more, maybe edit it less. I don't know, I just feel like sitting here and having a chat with you, and I want it to be relaxed and I want it to be casual and I want you guys to enjoy it. So if you really hate rambly videos, or you just aren't interested in me in general and you much prefer to see like hauls and kind of tutorials and things, then you might not like this, but I know that a lot of you really like my chattier videos, so that is what I'm gonna do. I went on Twitter and I asked you guys for some questions, of which I screenshotted some that I thought you might like me to answer. So I'll get started. What is your favourite thing to do with your friends? Okay, so I'm not really a party girl. I don't really like to go on nights out. It's not really my scene. I don't know, I feel a bit uncomfortable and I don't drink, so most of the time I'm just there thinking I need to look after everybody else that's there with me. My perfect night, like my perfect thing to do with my friends would be for them to come to my house and we would kind of all chill together, maybe go shopping, go for a nice meal, or have a picnic or a barbecue, and that's like, I love doing things in like couples as well. Like recently we went to stay with Tanya and Jim and we just had like the nicest time, because it's lovely when you can get on as like a foursome and you've all like, it's, I don't know, I just love it. Maybe go for afternoon tea, or and then that's kind of like daytime things. And then if it was an evening thing, I would say like get a takeout pizza or a takeout and watch a scary film, even though like half my friends hate scary films, so I need to get new friends who really like horror movies. Not to replace the old ones, I just need to meet more people that really like horror films, because that's like my perfect night. Perfect night in. Yeah. How do you stay so positive? I guess you only see me when I feel happy, when I've got something to share with you, when I'm in a great mood and I turn the camera on, although actually on my second channel you probably see a lot more of my moods. Not like moody moods, I just mean like you see variations. But I am quite a sensitive and emotional person, so it is sometimes hard for me to be positive, and I think the main couple of things is give yourself credit where credit is due. I'm really bad at this. I do something or I accomplish something and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I did it, but it's like people just want to shake me and be like, congratulate yourself, like look what you're doing, you're amazing, and I'm just like, I don't know, like I could have done it better. I don't know, I give myself a hard time, but then I think a lot of people do give themselves a hard time. But I feel like in order to stay really positive when things get a bit difficult, whether that's in your job, with your friends, or you know, with a partner, I don't know, any situation where you could feel really down about something, I think one of the main things is to surround yourself with people that bring out the best in you. So always surround yourself with people who bring out the best in you, that have a great positive attitude and a great positive influence in your life. I think do things you love. So by that I mean, if I was having a down day, I'd be like, right, it's Netflix time. I think it's natural to not always be positive. Like you'll always have those little dips in life where you don't feel great about something, but I feel like that's totally normal, and you know, you always come out the other end, and you know, you have those days where you're like, life is great, and then you'll have another day and you'll be like, I hate my life. But it's just, that's just how it is, and I can appreciate that I'm not the only one that feels that way. So when I'm having a really down day, I know that I'm not the only one, and that makes me feel better. Do things you love, be around positive people that have a great influence in your life, and just love the little things in life, like the fact that I can smell someone having a barbecue and it is literally making my mouth water, and I love it because I love summer. I like this one. Have you ever been pulled over by a cop, or in the UK we call them policeman or police officer? Yes, I have, but before you all go, oh my god, what's she done? It wasn't actually for me, it was my ex-boyfriend, who I was driving at the time, didn't have his seatbelt on. So I was driving along and this police person was behind me, and I was like, okay, there's a police car behind me. And then the police woman, it was a woman actually, a policewoman, and she whacked on the siren and indicated, and I was like, oh my god, she's pulling me over, what have I done? Like, I thought it was me. I was like, is my tax up to date? Yes. My car's MOT'd? Yes. Everything's fine. I don't know what I've done. Like, maybe I don't know, signaled too early. I started like thinking everything in my head, getting really freaked out. And then when I pulled over and she pulled up behind me, she came over to me and went, don't worry, darling, it's not you I'm telling off, it's your passenger. And I went, oh, thank God. Do you want puppies from Nala? No, we don't want to breed Nala because I feel like I would do an Anna and Jonathan, and if Nala had puppies, I wouldn't want to give them away. I wouldn't want to sell them. I would be instantly attached to them and would end up with a litter of pugs. And also, I believe it's quite difficult to deliver pugs without any help. Most pugs have to have a C-section because pugs' heads are quite big. So it wouldn't really be very straightforward either, and I am not a breeder, so I don't know what I'm doing. Imagining tiny little Nalas running around is a cute thought, but no, we are getting her spayed very recently. In fact, it's being done with keyhole surgery, which I find very impressive. I didn't know that female dogs could have keyhole surgery, but turns out they actually can, which I don't know if you're interested in that, but I just thought that was quite cool. I liked this one. How do you find yourself and always be who you are and not what you think you should be? I really like this question because, as you may or may not know, I have just finished Girl Online 2, which isn't actually called Girl Online 2, side quote. That's one of the key themes that I wanted to put in it, which is why I really liked this question. So it's how do you find yourself and always be who you are and not who you think you should be? I feel like this is very difficult for a lot of people, especially when you're kind of aged between like 12 and 18. I feel like that is the key time where you're most confused. I could be wrong, that's personally how I felt around that age. I feel like you never really know who you are, and that's not a bad thing, because environments change, settings change, friends change, so many different things in your life can change, and I think all these changes influence who you are as a person. So I don't know, I feel like it's a good thing that people don't stay the same, and I feel like a lot of people put pressure on themselves to be like, I should be this person, or I should be like this person, or I should be doing this because this person does it and this person told me I should be doing this. The most important thing is, as long as you're happy and you feel like you're on the right track, carry on. If something's making you unhappy, whether that's a friendship, a situation with a family member, I don't know, a job, something in school, a subject you've taken, maybe you've gone to uni and you're like, I am not feeling this degree, why have I done this? I think you know within yourself if it needs to change. The only person that can change your happiness is you. No matter what anyone else says, no matter how much Netflix you watch, no matter what you do, if something is really making you unhappy, you have to change it, and you're the only one that can really do that. And then it shifts your mindset. So I feel like finding out who you are is a journey. I don't really know who I am, really. I mean, I know my name is Zoe, and I know what I enjoy right now, and I know what I used to enjoy, and those things are two very different things. And I quite like that, you know, we don't have to know who we are, I feel like. As long as we're happy and we're being the best version of ourselves that we can be, I feel like that is what is key. Don't feel like you have to follow someone else's footsteps. Don't feel like you have to do something because someone else thinks you should. Only ever do the things you want to do. This is your life, not anyone else's. And I kind of wish I had somebody to tell me that when I was younger, because I feel like when you feel like you have all these questions floating around in your head, the first thing you want to do is ask someone. You want to be like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what do I do with my life? For me, that was the main question that I would kind of ask myself, is like, I don't know what I want to be when I'm older. What shall I be? Like, what shall I do? Should I go to uni? Like, I had a lot of questions, and I think for a lot of people, they feel they can get the answer from someone, but really, the only person that can give you the answer is you. Just do what you want to do and do it for you. That's the most important thing. And I feel like I've gone off topic. No, I haven't. I'm all right. I'm all right. Finding yourself is something that takes a lot of time. And I think the definition of finding yourself can be very different, because it could either mean you're completely happy with everything you've done in life, everything you've accomplished, everything you're doing now, and you're like, yeah, this is me. This is what I want to do. And that can happen so many times in your life, but then you could also go, this isn't what I want to do, this isn't what I want to do. Finding yourself is a journey, and it can be scary, it can be exciting, it can be nerve-wracking, it can be terrifying, but it's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. What was your goal number of subscribers when you first started YouTube? When I first started YouTube, I kind of knew what subscribers meant, but not really. I went on views. So I was like, oh, I've had like 1,000 people watch my video. That's amazing. And then when I understood that subscribers meant, you know, the people that wanted to watch your video like every week without a doubt, and they were there like hitting the subscribe button, I was like, oh, I get it. And then that would kind of shoot up and up and up, and I was like, right. But I never ever had a goal. My goal was just to make videos and make people happy, and that is still my goal. For me, it's just not about the numbers. I just like making videos. Dunno. Just never really cared about the subscriber number. I don't know. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh, it's too many. Do you know what I mean? Like, this scary amount. Like 8.5 million is a scary amount of subscribers. And I'm like, do you remember that like cozy little place of like 1 million? But yeah, no, it's a lot of responsibility. I'm getting on to like another subject now. No, I didn't have a goal. Name 3 things you miss about being a child. It's funny because I was thinking about this the other day. Ooh, little spinge. And I felt all like nostalgic and a bit weird. I can't remember why I felt like it. I think I was having a bit of a down moment, and I was like, oh, I remember when I was 14 and like my biggest worry was what my MSN screen name was, which by the way I found a screenshot of, and my MSN screen name was, "Are you as good as I remember, baby? Get it on, heart." I was like 14, like why was that my screen name? I mean, it's Spice Girls, fair enough, and I think mostly I just miss not having as much responsibility, because that is something nothing can ever prepare you for. And when I mean responsibility, I don't just mean, you know, having a large YouTube channel or a dog. I mean being responsible for myself. And like, you know, when you're younger, your parents really look, I mean, my parents still look out for me, but it's not the same because now I look out for myself. You know what I'm trying to say? Life things, you know, paying bills. The water pressure is broken, so you have to call a plumber over and get it fixed. And I'm not saying these are issues, I'm saying these are things that I am now responsible for. Something else I miss being a child, I think I have a very huge imagination. Like, I've spoken with my therapist about this, and it is one of the reasons why I have anxiety, because my mind spirals all the time. All the time. My mind is never quiet. My mind is never still. My mind is always thinking beyond the thinking, beyond the thinking. So as a child, and I'm also a creative person, so my imagination is very vivid, but as a child I channeled that through playing make-believe. I think I miss that. That's quite sad, isn't it? Oh, I feel a bit emotional. Like, playing make-believe, like, just having like 4 hours on a Saturday or however long you had just with yourself with nothing else to do because you didn't have a job, you didn't have a boyfriend, you didn't have a, I don't know, all you knew was just your mum and your dad and your brother. And it was a Saturday and it was like, what do I do today? Like, I don't think I've ever woken up as an adult and gone, what shall I do today? I have nothing to do. So I miss that, and I miss having the time to just be alone with my imagination and just let it run completely wild and get up to all sorts of mischief with my friends and make them be in plays with me and make them film videos with me. And like, I have this old book that one of my best friends, Alex, wrote in, and she once said to me, if I had £1 for every time you said let's pretend, I'd be a millionaire. And I feel like that is a quote from my childhood, because I would always just be like, let's pretend that you've just won £1 million and I'm your best friend and we're about to go shopping. Or let's pretend, obviously this stopped like when I got to secondary school because it was really uncool, but I just loved playing make-believe, and that's something I miss as a child. Another thing, so what is that? Having no responsibility, playing make-believe, having your parents help you tidy your room. I'm talking child, not teenager here. Oh, do you know what? I do miss having bunk beds with my brother. That was so fun. Me and Joe used to share a bedroom when we were really young. We didn't have to, actually. There was 2 bedrooms, but I think my parents thought it would be really nice for us to have bunk beds and just share a room when we were around 5 to 7, I want to say. When I was between 5 and 7. We had bunk beds, and it all went wrong when I fell off the top bunk. Do you know what? I've got a really funny story about that. We were living in this really old cottage, like so old, like prehistoric, and me and my brother's bedroom was really cool actually. I was on the top bunk and I fell off in the night, and I fell onto the chest of drawers that was next to it, really hurt myself, really banged my head. I think I remember like hurting my arm or something. And my dad took the top bit off the bunk bed because I was like, I'm not going back up there, I'm not going back up there. I fell off. This is like probably 10 PM. I'd already been asleep for a few hours. So my dad came in, unscrewed, took like 10 minutes, took the top bit off, put it down next to Joe's, so we had 2 single beds then. And because I'd fallen off the top bunk, I was a bit kind of like, oh, I feel poorly, I don't feel well. I'd really hurt my head. I probably had like mild concussion or something. And I was lying there, and this mouse or rat, I don't know what it was, I think it was a mouse, ran across the room. And I was lying there. It was kind of a bit dark, but not dark enough, if you know what I mean. So I screamed and I cried, and my mum was like, geez, what's going on? Like, you've already fallen off the bed, you can't have fallen out of your bed again. Came in and she was sat with me, and I was like, I saw a mouse. And she was like, no you didn't. And I was like, Mum, I saw a mouse. I'm sure of it. And because she was saying I didn't, I was like, I really must have hit my head. So I started freaking out, and she was like, it was a spider. It was just a spider. Then it ran across again. And I was like, did you see that? And she was like, yeah, it was a spider, don't worry. And I was like, oh my God, my brain is making me think a spider looks like a mouse, when in actual fact, it was a mouse, and my mum just didn't want me to freak out. But I think I freaked out more at the thought that I thought I had brain damage and that spiders look like mice. Cheers, Mum. Thoughts on this season of PLL. Okay, I'm gonna make this quick because my battery is flashing. My thoughts on this season of PLL. Don't worry, I'm not gonna give away any spoilers. All I'm gonna say is I'm loving it so far. I like that it's taken a dark turn because I love horror. So every episode I'm like, oh, so exciting. If you get a bit scared easily, you're probably finding this series a bit difficult to watch, but I really love it. There are still a lot of unanswered questions and a lot of theories floating around, but I'm really enjoying it, really enjoying it. For anyone who doesn't know what PLL is, it's Pretty Little Liars. Okay, I feel like I've rambled on for long enough and I feel like I didn't really answer many questions. So I might do this a bit more regularly because I don't just answer with one-word answers. I'm really sorry if that's what you want from a Q&A, but I like to go a bit more in depth because, you know, you could go, what's your favourite flavour ice cream? Strawberry. Like, I don't know, that's just not interesting, is it? Or is it? I don't know, I need to stop talking. I need to go now. Thanks so much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up if you want more of these. And if you like my chatty videos, I like them because I feel like I'm connecting with you guys. Let me know in the comments your answers to any of those questions because I would love to read them. And I will see you again tomorrow because I'm going to be uploading another video tomorrow as well. I love you very much. Goodbye.